Welcome to my craft channel, or welcome back, I hope. It's time for the last of the 2024 Deco Time Christmas music boxes from Action Store. I hope this one won't surprise me anymore. There is only one problem: I still have no idea for the color scheme of this tenement house. Let's take a look at the panels. This time I don't expect the light issue. I also want to install lights here. The house is quite tall, so there should be no problem hiding the battery controller. As you can see, I already cut out the stars since I painted them earlier. The same with the bulbs on the top part of the base. I decided they won't be colorful. This base originally came with the carousel, but I thought this design fits that project better. This time the base will be green, sticking to the traditional Christmas color palette, just like the other houses I made: red, blue and green. I imagine this as a small festive scene, a tenement house spinning on a green base in a winter evening setting. Snow everywhere. On the roof, trees, car, lantern, warm light shining from the windows, smoke rising from the chimney. Everything sparkling like tiny ice crystals. Apart from changing the base, I'll also change how I attach the doors and the windows. They'll be glued inside the walls, not outside like in the manual. That way they will look much more natural. As shown on the box and in the instructions, it looks rather odd. The frames are nice enough. Once painted, they look much better. The garlands will be made the same way as in the previous tenement houses, with small stars attached. Maybe I am wrong, but I think this project will be the least complicated. The carousel was the hardest one, especially that whole issue with the lights. Hopefully this one goes smoothly, so let's get to work. Time to cut out the pieces. And here they are, all cut and ready. The base, the house and the rest. I start by applying gesso, the primer, to the wheels that will support the building. I want them to look covered with shiny snow, so they'll be white, but white paint on plywood needs priming first. Next, the base. As I said, it will be green. The bulbs on the upper part are already painted, so I move on to the background. On the panels, I paint the background carefully around the stars. After 2 coats of green, it's time for gold. I got some paint. Add a few drops of water. Mix. And paint the stars with a fine brush. Then I paint the decorative pattern. Panels done. Now I paint the cable for the lights on the base cover in black. While I have black on my brush, I also paint the car tires. I forgot to record how to transfer the pattern to the other side. Again, I will make up for it in a future video, link in the description and above. And the street lamp. Then comes the smoke, gray. And some grey details on the car too. green glitter. This time I mix it straight into clear varnish. I apply the varnish with a brush. Now back to green, a brighter shade for the trees and bushes. The garlands too. Second layer. Then the car's rear light. And the blue body. I glue the window frames from the inside as I mentioned before, using white glue, much easier to correct than super glue. Doesn't it already look better than the original? Same on the side walls. The woodwork will be dark brown. the garland beads will be red, just like in the other houses. I placed the trees and lantern temporarily in the base. The inside of the lantern is yellow, and now I will add a bit of red for an old-fashioned look. I thought about opening it, but it's too small and fragile. I'll make it glow another way. For the facade, I choose grey. I want the overall look calm, not too colorful. The uneven plaster texture should look nice with the brown details. I can't remember exactly how I mixed this paint. I think I thickened it with gesso and added some glitter. I apply it thickly for that rough stucco texture. The roof. It will be even darker than the doors and windows. Next, white glitter paint to create snow. I apply the snow to the base wheel around the house. the wheels beneath that base. Naturally, there must also be snow on the roof. For the windows, I use tracing paper. It diffuses light beautifully. I cut pieces to fit each opening. Then I apply silver glitter paint to the house walls for a frosty finish. Time to finalize the project. First I screw the music mechanism into the base. On the bottom I note the melody. We wish you a Merry Christmas and the completion date, though I should have done it earlier. I glue the legs. Install the walls. Attach the upper part. And the first wheel. The base is ready. Now the upper part. The window diffusers are glued inside. I will assemble the house directly on the base for stability. house done. Now the roof. One side is longer than the other. But it worked out. Then I attached the connector between the top and mechanism. Spacer wheel, and finally the platform for the house. The building is done with the chimney and smoke. The chimney didn't fit perfectly, so I used a small toothpick wedge and covered it with gesso. Now the lights. The last goes on the lantern. I wrap the wire around it and the rest around the controller. These lights are from Teddy's store and have a timer switch. They turn on and off automatically. I insert them into the house. Attach the townhouse to the base. No glue to keep battery access. And place the lantern and the car. Oh, and I forgot the garlands. Let's fix that. Add the stars. Trees, and final details. I am attaching the part with the house to the base of the music box. I also glued additional stars to the base on every other panel. And finally, I realized I'd messed something up again. Not on purpose this time, purely by accident. The car and the lantern are swapped. I simply turned the circle upside down, completely unintentionally, but it doesn't really matter. I will dim the light a bit so you can see how nice it looks and that the lights are actually lit. The house spins, the lights shine, and the music box plays. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Thanks for your likes and comments. And consider subscribing because another creative project is coming soon. Bye!